right? Comic
Comic-Con.
Con. Woo! Woo! All right, we're back. This is the Legion on Zoom. Right? This is Miguel,
Word.
joined here with my boy Ches.
This is Ches, indeed.
Right,
It
after
is a fact.
a week, I think a week post after we recovered from going back to New York City Comic Con for whatever year in the road this may be. And so we're here, we're excited to share our thoughts about it and our experience. Obviously, Rod was with us too. Rod joined, but he's here in spirit for today's
Hours
episode.
later, he joined
Yes,
us hours later,
he
but he
did.
did show up.
He did get to see,
And
yeah.
we did have to go over everything twice, which made me reabsorb the whole experience. So, like, I got to take a second look, which I think altogether, we might have walked like 5 miles. Because I know my girlfriend hit like her 10,000 steps, which I think that's like 5 miles, right?
Yeah, I don't know. It sounds like about right.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
guess.
yeah, yeah. Some shit like that. But anyway, Rod was there. We were there. Shit was awesome. The one thing that, like, the first initial thought that comes to mind that I want to address is that email that came out from Comic-Con where they had to cover their asses. Like, everyone, please wear a mask.
Right.
Please make sure it's an N95. Dude, shit was way more packed than last year. People were over the whole pandemic. No one had a mask on. It was great.
For real, I would say 1 out of 10 people maybe had a mask on. Like nobody was really wearing the mask. Nobody gave a fuck. Nobody was enforcing it, and I don't know. I'm okay with it, right? Now it's been a week since we did that, and so we don't have we didn't get COVID, so I guess we're good. Yeah, and also obviously for the people out there, we were there on Saturday. We didn't go all day. I don't
Word.
know if we'll do it one day, but I don't know. Probably not. I think one,
No, no,
one
no, no,
day
no, no,
is
no,
good
no.
enough.
Like, at this point, like, oddly enough, like, I've always wanted to go to Comic-Con, like when I was a kid. Like, it was one of those things that for some reason, like, I just never thought would happen. And this is my third. So far I've been on a Thursday, a Saturday, and a Sunday. I've never been on a Friday. And after going once to each day, I can maybe do 2 days max.
Max.
Max. I don't know how people do all those days. Like, yo, fuck you. Yo, if you're doing Thursday through Sunday at Comic-Con, what is wrong with you?
Not that there's
Like,
anything maybe wrong with you,
yeah.
right? Because
Like,
we did
no,
have
no, like,
several of our podcast friends. We were bummed we didn't get to bump into them, but right, like the XY podcast, Power of
yeah.
X-Men,
Shout out
among
to our
others.
peoples.
Yeah. We were happy to see them at least on Instagram, but they were there every day. It's
Now,
like, oh
well,
damn.
I mean, I was just about to say, like, I respect you if you do it, but Jesus Christ, come on,
Yeah.
come on, all the days. Oh God, you
For
know what I
me,
mean?
for me, the biggest thing I think I could do 2 days, but only if there's like some really good panels and stuff for me to want to go to the next day. Because if it's just to walk around, I don't think I'm on. Why? I can just really do that once, like one day, and that's it. I don't need to do that twice.
No, because there's so much going on that I would give 1 day to each level, and by that I mean the main floor and then the bottom, which is Artist Alley.
Mm.
So, because to be honest, you could spend a whole day on each floor. Like, if you really want to take everything in, like, find out shit, get curious as fuck, like, really go like balls deep into each floor, you could probably do, like a day per floor or a floor per day, whatever.
I guess. All right. We'll see. But yeah, exactly. But we're excited to be back for what at least what was one day. It was a good day, packed, busy. We want to talk about some of the highlights, right? Our general feels about it, and then who did we meet? What did we get? And what were any specific comic related news that came out of Comic Con, and especially actually even in that day? But general feels, Ches, what did you think of this third installment for you of New York City Comic Con?
It felt almost as good as my first because I had my first, then I had my second amidst the pandemic, which was wildly different. Like, you can feel the vibe in the air. There was way less people. And then this one, like, I'm glad everything is back to almost normal. I noticed a lack of DC stuff, or I don't know if it's just me. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But, like, due to the fact, like, they both kind of pulled out a little bit, because Now there's like the D23, and then there's like Fandom and all that crazy shit. Like I felt like it was awesome, but it's gonna be a little bit lacking as it goes forward. Or maybe I should expand like my palette a little bit, because now I think it's also allowing a bit more room for like other IPs. You know what I mean? Like more anime and shit like that. You know,
Word.
like
Word.
yeah, yeah. So I don't know, like it was a weird combination. Is like I saw more shit that I'm not familiar with, so it opened my eyes, but I missed some things that I was kind of looking forward to. You know what I mean? It's like it was a weird mix. Like it was interesting, but I had a fucking blast, of course. It was awesome. Uh I did a
Right.
bullshit Deathstroke cosplay. Uh And I got some steps in. I ate a bomb ass ice cream sandwich from Big Gay Ice Cream, and it was a good time all around.
Right, because this year exactly, we didn't all go full on cosplay, but you at least were wearing, well, actually the hoodie that you're wearing right fucking now. Tell us a little about that fucking hoodie, dude.
That is because I have not showered since Comic Con.
Hmm.
I have not changed my clothes. I love Comic Con so much that I want the sweat from that day on me.
I can see why you didn't see your girlfriend this weekend. That makes sense.
I, I might be developing some kind of weird skin thing, but it's for
Oh,
Comic Con.
Jesus.
No, so this hoodie's from Super X Apparel, which I keep begging for their sponsorship. At this point, is a reverse sponsorship. I pay them so I can wear their shit and promote them. But this is the Slade hoodie, which it's way too tight on me. If you can tell by the post on our Instagram page, you can see my gut. Just it's a tad majestic, I can to say the least. But yeah, so I did a Slade at the mall cosplay, quote unquote, because I only had, like I had like this hoodie, I had some black cargos, I only had one gun, and I had a backpack. So it's like that's Slade, just doing his thing at Comic Con. Oh, and I had my paintball mask, which you see in the pictures. That's like I don't play paintball, but I did. I want to one day, but that's a dope ass mask I found on Amazon.
All right, dope. You were for real, man. That's good because I think for me that was one of the things that I noticed that wasn't the same. This is the first time I didn't go in cosplay at all, and it was
Facts.
missing, man. Like I don't know, it does add to the experience to be there in cosplay with all your fellow cosplayers and I don't know, it was something I missed. So I feel now thanks to doing that, I am definitely going in cosplay forevermore. Whenever there's another Comic Con next year, fuck yeah.
I've come to discover that like I'm not a fan of doing elaborate cosplay.
Nah,
Like,
nah, nah, nah.
listen, man, if you want to fucking make a whole Gundam suit for yourself, I respect you. It enriches my time there, so go for it. But for me, like, I'm a fan of like that weird, like parallel, like you look like you're doing cosplay, but you're kind of just also wearing clothes.
Yes, yeah,
You
exactly.
know what I mean?
I'm
Because
all,
because
I'm all, exactly.
Good. I was gonna say, who was it that we saw? Shaggy, the Shaggy
Yeah,
cosplay that
yeah,
we
yeah,
saw
yeah, yeah,
several
yeah, yeah,
times.
yeah.
That was also just too lazy. Like, come on, it's literally just brown pants and a green shirt.
That's it. That's it. Exactly. And just maybe like don't shave a little bit, and I don't know. That's
Exactly.
it.
Like, come on now. But aside from that, I'm a fan of like a subtle cosplay. I don't think I'm gonna go too ham going forward. I'm thinking about just copying something from Super X apparel every year, and then
Mm.
just I wear some according like footwear and pants and so forth. I might do Thor next year.
Oh shit. I'm down for that. For me, like, yeah, because I like the ones, the cosplays that are easy to do. That's just fucking
Yeah,
like
exactly.
whatever I have at home. If I can just buy a couple of things and then that's it, and then run with that, because right, because I've gone as Daredevil before, as Matt Murdock specifically, so which is easy, right? A suit, and
Yeah,
just have to
facts.
buy a fucking the walking cane and then red
And the red
glasses.
shades. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously, and then I shaved my beard for it, which is like that's fucking fine, easy to do, or trimmed it down at least, and then I done the blacks, the rugged Daredevil, like just the swim,
Yep.
the because he said the jogging type of black workout clothes, which is also fucking easy to
Uh,
do, right?
yeah.
Just
Word.
like I
The
got that
season
shit at
two
home.
from Netflix. one
Yeah,
people in case.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. And so yeah, so like I do, I'd love to do that again, and I miss that because other than that, like I love it was Comic-Con was fun, was a good time walking around. I agree with you. I was expecting a little bit more for I guess like some bigger DC presence just down on the show floor and that kind of stuff. I didn't really see much. At least we didn't walk by stuff really that we saw that
yeah,
like
yeah, exactly. Like, and we walked almost the whole. Like, we saw. I would say we painted the vast majority of the con. You know
right.
what I mean? Like we covered that shit, and it was very like even Black Adam shit was lacking.
Yeah,
To be
exactly, right.
honest, you
With the
know.
movie coming out, and actually the movie premiered in New York City like this week, or like so just a few days after Comic-Con. Like like what where was the Black Adam stuff, right? And also like I sent Ches earlier like this link about this whole Sandman experience that they have or
I don't
something
even
that
remember seeing that shit.
I don't remember seeing that at all. I'm like, wait, what? Did we walk by that? Like, where was that? Like, and they describe it as a whole like experience. Like, it
Like
was a
15 rooms. Like, homie, where? Like,
like
what?
whoa, like what was this? You can transform a 10 to 15 minute time slot into something transportive and intriguing. I saw on online on Gizmodo. I'm like, I did not. What the hell are you talking about? I
Yeah,
didn't
like I
see
didn't even
this
see a
shit.
line for that shit. But that does
Yeah.
sound like the type of thing at Comic Con would have had like a hour and a half queue.
Right. But at least for me, what the things that I did love, especially from this year, was the people that we met. I think that
Word.
was awesome, especially because for me, I got to meet one of my fucking heroes, my favorite writer, Jonathan Hickman, who
Woo!
you may know him more recently from all the awesome stuff he did with X-Men, the House of X, Powers of 10, all the change of the Krakoa era. He's done incredible runs with fucking the Fantastic Four, with the Avengers, Secret Wars, all of that was Jonathan Hickman, and he's had awesome fucking just independent work with East of West, Manhattan Projects. I'm a big fucking fan of Jonathan Hickman, and he was there. He was right fucking there,
The
and
man
actually
was there.
made the line. I'm against lines. I don't like fucking making a line, especially just to I don't know, just to no, I'm like not with it. But for him, I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make the fucking line to shake this man's hand and get his signature and buy some of his shit. That was for me the highlight of the whole fucking thing, the Comic Con.
And you definitely did buy some of his shit. You spent, I think it was like $100 almost at that booth.
Hell yes, exactly. So because
Signatures and shit.
what was exciting about that too, because now he was there promoting his independent stuff that he's been doing through his Substack. So it's not even through Image, which is called Three Worlds, Three Moons, which is a co-creation of him with Mike Del Mundo artist and with the other artist Mike Huddleston. And they had some dope ass books. It's just a trippy ass art. Go follow us on Legion on Zoom on Instagram, and you can see
Word.
some cool little videos of the books that I bought from them. Crazy! It's this big sci-fi epic, like world building fantasy thing, and it was just really cool, awesome art. And if you love Jonathan Hickman, like you'll know, like the kind of he goes into detail, like into the deep end when he's creating his worlds. For instance, for this new book world, a thing, he provided this big ass like Bible thing called the Source Book, where it basically describes all the laws and the culture of the worlds that he's writing into, where the story is going to be set, and even
That's wild.
even includes the alphabet because it's obviously like an alien language and
Yeah.
includes two different alphabets that are being used across the fucking worlds and describes each. There's basically three worlds, three moons, so it's three worlds and three moons, and so
Yeah.
each world has its own culture and its own like the economy, like all of this crazy shit, the
No, 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 no,
religion.
no, no, no,
No,
no,
no,
no.
no. It's intense. I love it, man. I love it. So I was so fucking happy to meet him. We gave him a sticker, so who knows? Who knows?
Facts.
Down the road, you'll be seeing him here, sitting with us to
Yeah.
talk about shit.
That seed was planted via sticker.
Yeah, man. And the other cool meet that we did was actually thanks to that. While waiting in line, I noticed that a few people behind me, there was none other than Diedrich Bader, who you may have
Mm.
known him from if you're a 90s kid, like us, in fucking the dairy what was his first name? Drew Carey. The Drew Carey
Yeah. The Drew
show.
Carey show.
Yo, from back in the day, but you've known him as well within the comic book world as the voice of Batman in both Batman, the Brave and the Bold, and currently in Harley Quinn. the series on HBO Max.
I still haven't heard of his Batman. I have to check out his Batman voice.
It's good. It's good. I like him on Harley Quinn. Yeah, because I never watched Batman Brave and the Bold. That Rod has spoken highly about it. That's it.
I refuse to watch that Harley Quinn cartoon. But
Why?
I don't know. I don't want to get into it, but I'll do so at another time. But it's just But I am curious about his Batman though. It's like that whole like Harley Quinn as like a weird good guy thing is like, no, she's
Yeah.
insane. It's like it feels weird the
Right,
way
right,
they've
right,
tried
right,
to
right.
like turn that character into something like, if anything, they could have made her like a major villain. You know what I mean? But to put her in this weird gray area they've put her in and to try to push that, it just like it feels odd. You know what I mean? Like she should have been a straight bad guy. Like instead of them even creating punchline to begin with, they could have just given us like a very like a progressively more evil Harley Quinn.
I will actually say though, then because of that, you may like the show though, because the show is the most like villainous Harley Quinn that we've had in a while. Because like Harley Quinn
Mm.
in the movies, Harley Quinn in the comic books is very much a hero now. Either a vigilante slash hero. At least in the show, she's still a villain pretty much. Like she does still do fucked up things, and so I kind of like that. But it's like a comedy, so it's entertaining. It's fine. She's not by no means a hero in the show
But
at
doesn't she
all.
like partner up with Batman and shit in some episodes? I think I've seen some screenshots or something like that.
A little bit, but it's just complicated and stupid. It's just it.
Okay, gotcha. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
no, no. It's like Rick and Morty, like for like comic book stuff. Like it's just crazy. Whatever.
But
Anyway, right? But we met Dietrich Bader,
yeah,
who does Batman from that show. He was waiting in line. Good guy was waiting in line for his son too, because I remember seeing his son
that's
show
epic.
up, and then him going like, "No, no, go walk around. I'll make the line for you. I'll text you when I'm close." And I'm like, good dad right there, man. Shit.
Yo, and just as soon as Miguel told me that at the con, I almost shed a tear because I was like, I don't think my dad would have ever done that for me at Comic Con.
No, for real, dude. Our dads wouldn't even be there. Would have been like, "What the fuck am I doing here? Shut the fuck up. Go
And
get to
mind you,
work."
look at what that says about Bader, yo. He's a celebrity. What I mean, I could say B list. You could say, you know what I
Yeah, I
mean?
think so. Yeah.
And homie was online humbly and told his kid, like, nah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Good guy, Dietrich Bader, man.
Facts.
He's the
Yo, good
Batman we need, dude.
word. Yo, good guy, good dad.
Yeah, for
Damn.
real, man.
That's probably what Thomas Wayne was like.
Oh, let's cast him as Thomas Wayne in the
That'd be
fucking
dope.
DC
You know
universe,
what?
man.
I could see that. I could
I,
see
I
him
could
at
see
some
it.
iteration of Thomas Wayne.
I could see it. I could see it too. All right. So besides them, so those were cool. Dieter Rader surprise sighting. Another thing, we were able to see some artists, like meet some artists in person. We got to see Dan Mora, our fucking
Word,
favorite Costa Rican artist, man. That we
our
had him on
boy,
the show last year,
our
right?
friend at this point.
Fucking illustrates awesomely. Did the Future State Batman, the Detective Comics. Has his own independent stuff, like with Kieran Gillen with the Once in Future up over at
Yep.
and Boom, and then right now he's with Mark Waid, man, the legendary Mark Waid, doing a Batman Superman comic book, and so we got to see him. He was right there, cool dude, like very tall for what I
Yo,
expected.
I was just thinking that he was way taller than I thought it was gonna be.
Yo,
And
much
Mora,
taller,
you're a
yeah.
tall dude, yo. Jesus.
Yeah, pinche alto, man. You're tall, dude. You're tall, man.
Facts.
Yo, but he was good guy. Good to see him.
Word.
And so hopefully we talked with him about having him back on the show to talk about his next upcoming stuff. So that'd be cool.
In a weird way, I was surprised that he remembered us. But you know what? but then at the same time, it's like I wonder how many interviews Dan Mora has done.
Right, right.
You know, because like it's not like we still have that awesome fucking magazine around. What was it?
Wizard. Right.
Oh my god, which should make a comeback. That'd be awesome. I think they might have a website still up. I don't know. Like I haven't even searched them in a long ass time. But yeah, like I was a little bit surprised that he remembered us, and he was super gracious.
Yeah,
Like he
super
remembered us
gracious.
right away. I was like, oh shit, like hey, it's Dan Mora. But yeah,
Yeah,
it was
that's
great to
dope.
see him again. Yeah, hopefully we hope to have him back soon, and I'm super glad that he's just getting a bit more successful over time.
Yo,
It's
he's
just
killing it.
yeah,
From when we met him, he's like straight up ascended, man. He's working with some of the greats, man. Come on, he's illustrating Batman and Superman, dude. Like the two biggest
word.
fucking characters in the DC fucking comic book universe, man. Like, come on. Like, who else would he? I think the next thing for him to do would be Justice League. If he does Justice League, then that's it. Because then that's it.
Yeah,
He's
word.
he's 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 illustrating all of them, like all the
Yeah,
greats.
basically.
God damn. All right, but so we had a good time seeing Dan, and hopefully we'll have him back on the show. Another guy that we saw that I met, I was so fucking excited about. I would love to have him on the show. Daniel Warren Johnson. I am a huge fan of this man's art. You may have seen some of his work right now, like in Marvel. Because what's amazing about him, because Daniel Warren is a writer and he's an artist, and he does all of it in his books. And so for Marvel, he did the Beta Ray Bill limited series that came out, I think, about a year or 2 years ago. Right now, he's doing right now one for DC where it's like a Jurassic League. It's just so random Elseworld story where Justice League are dinosaurs, but it's
What
cool.
the fuck?
Yeah, his art is fucking epic. It's just very action packed, and his independent work is what I love a lot. He's done this one. It's called Murder Falcon, which is it because he's into metal. He's very much into metal. He plays
Stop.
guitar.
You
Yo,
had me at Murder Falcon.
Murder Falcon, dude. And the whole book, it's fucking the whole story is about these monsters basically coming from, I don't remember where is it coming from. Is it like some kind of hell? I gotta remember this, where they can only be defeated by metal. So it's like this dude summons by playing epic riffs on his guitar,
Oh, that's
summons
awesome.
Murder Falcon to come out, which is this epic, what you think of a Murder Falcon is this fucking epic Falcon ass dude with a guitar, a metal fucking arm, and then just fights these monsters. And
That's
then,
epic.
but then every member of the band, like the bass player, the drummer, get their own kind of like avatars, Murder Falcons, that just fucking fight. It's awesome. And the stories have so much heart. Like it also has to do with people getting sick and cancer. And it's just awesome, crazy shit. He's right now has a book called Do a Power Bomb, which I'm loving it. I'm buying it as it comes out, and it's about wrestling. So if you're a fan of WWE, back in the WWF and that kind of shit, or just also like in Mexico, luchas libres, right? And
Yeah.
this book is for you. So it's just basically the
Damn.
story. Yeah, it's the story of this girl who her mom died in an accident in a wrestling match, and then she wants to become a wrestler herself. And then this demon dude basically summons wrestlers from across the multiverse to come for this epic battle to the death. And then basically whoever wins gets to bring back a loved one from the death. And so now it's her and her dad, she doesn't know her dad is a wrestler because he's the person who accidentally killed her mom, which is his wife. It's fucking layered as fuck, because he wears a mask, right? And he
Yeah.
plays the evil character, right? He's like a bad
Yeah.
guy in wrestling. So now they're fighting together, going through these matches of wrestling to advance, and they're fighting crazy fucking like it's a tag team, obviously, and so they're fighting gorillas from fucking other universes. It's medieval people. It's insane. It's a lot of fun.
What
Though.
the
It's fun.
fuck? That's wild.
Yeah, so I got to meet him. Very happy. I spoke with him about comic books, about fucking guitars. And the other very cool thing, he had some little good small books to give away for free. That were Star Wars. He had a little Luke Skywalker story of old man
Yeah,
Skywalker.
facts.
So it was fucking dope to have that, obviously, because I'm a big Star Wars fan. And so it's all fucking great, man. So those are the people that like we actually got to meet and like talk with, and all good people, great people. Besides that, there was another one, right? So we had also the legend, the god himself, Jim Lee, was
Who
there.
was in Artist Alley, but for those of you who've been to Comic-Con, and you know how Artist Alley's arranged, is just a bunch of small booths. They're all right next to each other. You know what I mean? And it's just like a bunch of banners. But for Jim Lee, he was in a corner, totally blocked off with like black curtains. He had his own line, and we did not meet him, but I swear to you, I made eye contact. I
Yeah, I
made
saw
eye
that.
contact
I
with
saw
Jim
that.
Lee. Like the dark part of my eyes and the dark part of his eyes, like what was it? What like the pupil? Our shit's connected,
Yes.
so
And
he knows I'm alive.
I noticed it because I saw Chess all of a sudden start to glow, and he's like he just he started slouching. You got upright. You just started to ascend a little bit from your feet off the ground. So then I noticed I'm like, oh, that's right, because Jim Lee bestowed a look upon you. Just
Bro,
fucking
I got home and tried to draw, and I could draw a bit better because I
Jesus.
made eye contact with Jim Lee.
That's probably why they had him behind such special shit, because there were curtains.
Word.
Because you can't have that power out there in the wild like that, man. You got to
You
keep
just
it
can't have that many
contained.
artists.
No, no, no.
You just can't give that fucking talent away. That's
That's
crazy.
too much.
Do you
I
think that because I could draw a little bit better, he could draw a little bit worse?
It's probably something like that, man. Some shit like that's happening. Probably like he's pissed or something right now.
Facts.
Oh my
We
god! But
saw Brendan Fraser from far away.
from far away, man. He was going to be Firefly in the now never to be seen Batgirl movie, which was just
Word.
fucking excited because besides that, we know him at least within the comic book world as in Doom Patrol as the voice of what's the guy's name?
I,
Clyde? I don't
I have
remember.
no idea. I completely forgot. But if you don't know Brendan Fraser from Doom Patrol, maybe you know him from George of the Jungle or
Oh
from the
well,
Mummy series.
Robot Man is the name, but what's the real name of the character?
No, yeah, I definitely don't know. I've never been a Doom Patrol watcher. Even though I
Cliff,
heard it's great from you guys. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
Cliff Steele, yeah, exactly. I stopped watching Doom Patrol. It was good. But there's just too much out there. But Brendan Fraser is fucking great in it, man. And
Yeah.
yes, of course, the Mummy. Come on, man, the Mummy, and even before that, Encino Man, and like
Word.
Bedazzled, right? What was it?
I've seen Bedazzled way too many times. That movie was pretty epic. I'm
Yeah.
glad he's made a comeback though.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited to see the movie that he's supposedly gonna come out soon called The Whale. It's supposed to be a very good drama, and apparently he's gotten like all kinds of standing ovations in the premieres and shit. People are
Damn.
saying that this is like his best acting, that he might get an Academy Award for it. So I'm like, oh, fucking Brendan Fraser, yes.
Yes, let's go.
Right,
Fucking
right, right,
awesome comeback story by a really well deserved fucking dude.
right.
Um, we may have seen the creator of Invincible, Ryan Otley. We're not sure if that was him, but he was under the Ryan Otley banner.
Actually, I'm Googling it right now to see. You know what? I don't know. Shit. I'm just seeing photos of a guy that I'm like, is that him? Oh, I don't know, dude.
Which
Maybe.
leads to
Yes.
one of many Ches rants, like the
Go
ones
for
you've
it.
heard in the past. So I have this beef, right? And I noticed it at Artist Alley. Why the fuck under the name doesn't it say if they're writer or like the artist or like the penciler or like the inker or whatever? Because a bunch of these people they do not have their fucking, like any picks up anywhere. Like you have to find their Instagram, and even that shit is hard to find because even though they're some of the best artists in the world, for some reason they're not that well recognized as much as they should be. And it's so weird. Like I'm down there and I'm seeing like all these epic names, and I'm like, is that person?
Right.
Like I
Right.
have no idea. Oh, and also we met Humberto Ramos. We forgot to mention that.
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah.
I was at the panel when that happened, actually. So
Oh
that was
yeah,
you
yeah,
and
yeah,
Rod.
yeah,
You
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
Rod.
yeah. Which that reminds me, dude. I'm bringing a Crimson volume to the next Comic Con
Oh no, I was
because I
there.
think
Right,
I've
right,
seen
right.
him more
Because we
than
told
once.
him about that. We told him about Crimson. We asked if he's gonna make a comeback with Crimson, like or a TV show, right? Or a movie. And
Yeah, word.
he straight up
And
said no. Like,
such an amazing IP. But anyway, dude, come on, like yo, under the banner, put that they're writer or the artist or some shit. No one knows what these people really kind of look like. Their images aren't out there, like really in any way. It would be extremely helpful if I knew who the fuck I was looking at.
yeah, man. Yeah,
That's it.
exactly.
And rant.
because also like even like for me, like I am, obviously I'll know my most of the ones that I follow, I'll know, but even some like I love Ryan Otley, but I'm like I don't really know what he looks like. And then because then at least at these tables there's usually more than one person there, right? And so
Because
it's
they're
like,
so fucking tight together, like people right next to each other and shit.
yeah, but not even the artists, right? There's also like people there too, like
That
who,
work for them, like the
right, who
crew
are
and shit.
helping them
Yeah,
sell and shit. And so if they're sitting down, like unless they're in the moment drawing, then I'm like, oh, then that's fucking Ryan Otley, right? But then it's like,
yeah.
I don't know. Are you just saving his chair, like, or like, what are you doing here? Like, is that you or not? And also, I remember like the rant that started too, like when I don't remember who they were. I think there were two writers next to each other. I think one of them might have been Seb Wells, and you were like, wait. Like, oh, is that what they draw? And it was an illustration of Spider-Man, but by John Romita Jr. And I'm like, no, no, that's John Romita's Spider-Man. And you were like, well, what the fuck? Why is it there?
What? Like that doesn't
Who
make any
said what?
sense.
And I'm like, oh, he's the current writer for Amazing Spider-Man, And you're like, oh, all right. But you're like, well, why doesn't it say that? Like, why
Yeah, like how would I know? Like how would I know? What the fuck? That doesn't make any sense.
right. I don't know. At least something that says maybe writer. Yeah, you're right. Or like artist, I don't know. Something more than just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, word. And who was that in the background that I just saw scurrying? Would you
Oh,
like to make some? Do you want to
that's
make some small introductions?
hell
You don't
yeah,
have to go
man.
get them, but
No, no, I'm not, because they're like doing their running arounds, exactly. Because I finally have increased my family by two. I have now
woo!
adopted two new kittens, legit kittens. They're like 9 weeks old right now, which is crazy. I've never had kittens before. But for those of you who've been watching us, following us for a while, you guys have known, I had Esteban who passed
Yeah.
away back in April. Poor guy had
R.I.P.
heart disease. Yeah, rest in peace, power boy. So now I've healed, but I'm like, now I need to, Esteban was such a big cat, that we needed two cats to fill his space rather than one. And so they're
Big
running
shoes to
around.
fill.
So they're being chaotic, but they're adorable. They're great kitties. It's a boy and a girl. The boy is called Zoomy Gonzalez or Zoom Zoom, because he's fucking like Speedy Gonzalez, but this is like the
Puerto Rican version.
exactly the version that's not like we're not gonna get sued by Warner Brothers, right?
Yeah.
And then we have barbecue or barbacoa for the girl, and so you'll be seeing a lot more of them just fucking running around.
Welcome and glad you're back on your feet recording that, dude.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about that.
Fat cat
Uh
that.
yeah, yeah. All
And of
right.
course, while at Comic Con, we spent some motherfucking money. As we told you before, we go spend a hefty sum at Jonathan Hickman's booth.
Oh Lord, yeah.
And did you get anything else aside from that?
The things that I bought were only those, and then we'll talk about later. I attended a panel, but at the end of the Marvel panel, they gave us a comic book, X-Men Red, but a variant cover. The latest issue was X-Men Red, I think 7, that had come out that week, and they just gave us a variant cover, so that was cool. But other than that, I didn't buy anything. Oh, and I got a free sampler from the Del Rey Star Wars publishing books, so I'm looking
No,
forward to
nice.
reading that. But
Awesome.
that's it. But tell us what you got, bro.
Well, I was thinking about buying, like a mystery box while I was there. Well, I mean, I did buy a mystery box, but I was thinking about buying like a themed box while I was there, but I didn't go for it. I just wasn't like, because the one I got at the last Comic Con, I think it was like a Nintendo one. I wasn't too happy with the shit in it, so I spent like $10 on a mystery box. I got like a kind of snazzy Zelda wallet that in no way I would wear outside the house just because of like it doesn't feel sturdy enough, but it has a
Like it's
cool
not gonna
graphic
work.
on it. Yeah, so I might use it as like to hold like documents in the house. But I did expand my pop collection to pop number 2, which
Ooh.
people go on YouTube so you can see what the fuck is going down. Wait,
Oh,
hold on a
dun,
second.
dun, 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 dun.
Oh, fucking lights. If you can see it, let me see. Oh, damn it.
The green screen thing is acting up. What's happening? You've
Let me turn up.
disappeared.
Let me turn off my virtual background, folks. Give
All
me one
right.
second here.
He's gonna
Put it
show
on
us
blur.
his second Funko finally. Oh,
Bam.
oh, oh, there we go. Darth fucking Vader, man.
And
Yes.
mind you, oddly enough, I was trying to stay away from the the younger Darth Vader, like
Hmm.
the Anakin. I mean, it's always Anakin, but like the hidden yeah, there you go, like the hidden Christian Darth Vader, and that's actually the one I ended up getting. But it ended up being like, you know what? Actually, fuck it, I prefer this one. And
Wh-
oddly enough, this one feels a little bit heavier than my Hulk one. I don't know why.
Oh, yes, because this one is apparently based from the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, which, as all you know, this is obviously way before Episode 4. And so it's a fucking badass actually Funko. Like, I'm actually thinking like I would actually get it too.
It's 539. Should I unbox it?
I think so. Why not? You should. I don't know. Like,
Wait, look,
all for it.
straight, straight up fucking unboxing.
So
I'm not trying to.
unboxing porn right now. For those of you you can check us out on YouTube, you can see Chess attempt to unbox his Darth Vader
I
Funko.
already did it. Didn't rip anything.
And the value has just dropped significantly for the Funko for any
Word.
potential resale. Fuck that. Fuck that. It's about
YOLO.
about what?
YOLO.
That's right,
Word.
man.
Oh shit! I think it actually is a bobblehead.
Oh,
I'm
word.
very
Okay.
I'm very surprised.
Yo, that shit is big. So, man, that's great. Darth Vader Funko. It's a really
Oh,
badass one, man.
oh, nice! It is a bobblehead, and it has a little lightsaber.
Ah, the red lightsaber. Yes. So see, these are some of the things. This is why you go to New York City Comic Con. You can get that anywhere, of course, but not like the one in
Yeah.
New York City Comic
And
Con.
what's interesting about this Funko is that it has a stand.
Oh,
It has a little platform. That's actually kind of interesting.
that's dope.
But yeah. Now, and now my reboxing. While Miguel talks some shit.
All right, so those are some good stuff we all got, right? And then the other, it was also fun because we also had with us, honorary legionnaire for the day, Amanda, Chess's
Well, we're
girl, was there and collecting independent artist work, really niche, like
from
unique.
minority women
Ooh,
exclusively.
exactly. From
Woke as
potentially
fuck.
women of color supporting their artistry with actually some cool shit, man. We saw her randomly just walk away and come back with some awesome stuff. We should have looked up like what were the name of the artists. But they were cool. Like, what was the little wood thing that she had that had like it was what was Wonder Woman?
Yeah,
No, she
yeah,
had
yeah,
Wonder
yeah, yeah.
Woman.
No. Yeah. She bought, I think, Kamala Khan this year. Yeah, it was
Ah,
like this
yes.
like custom like pencil drawing that's colored in, and then it's cut out and it's put on a block, and then it's like covered in like a resin or something. So
Mm.
it's like a really awesome like block paper cut up figure. But yeah, she basically bought a shit ton of art, and very few was actually comic related. I think that might have been like the only comic related piece, which goes to show that Comic Con, it's not just about like the big names, like a Marvel or a DC or anything like that. It's also about just art in general, because at the end of the day, all this shit is about art.
Exactly. Exactly. And our love for all that. So support all your independent local artists. You never know if they're gonna be the next big thing. And even if not, they make awesome fucking shit, man. And so still support them, man. We need art for the world to fucking still be what it is, man.
Yeah, facts. I was actually kind of shocked at all the cool shit she found that had nothing to do with anything that we've ever discussed on the show. She
Yeah.
she basically just fucking began like curating a gallery of sorts. It was pretty wild. Oh no, so I forgot to mention, I got a really cool stainless steel um Green Lantern ring.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Yes. Yes. Yo, that
Yeah,
Green Lantern ring was dope, man.
yeah.
How did we forget that?
I was fucking debating on whether I should buy that shit on Amazon forever, but then I saw it at Comic Con and I was like, oh shit, you know what? It's the same ring I've always fucking been thinking about. I'm gonna get it.
Then do it,
And it's
man.
pretty dope. I'm not
Damn.
showing it on camera because I'd have to get up because it's on another part of my room, but it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man. So yeah, so those were the things that we loved the most, and then the last thing that we enjoyed, at least from New York City Comic Con. I really love going to the panels. I love the panels because especially the comic book panels. I'm like, yeah, sure, the TV stuff it's cool, movie stuff is cool, but I love the comic book ones because right, 'cause this is where it all fucking started from comic books. It's good to go see the writers, the artists talk about their stuff. And so at least on that day, we had two ones. One, I wasn't able to go, the Superman one,
Mm.
because it was just in a smaller room, and so they got packed too soon.
Yeah, we're
And I don't like making lines, so I just wasn't there for that. But that was I heard it was good. I saw a lot of the news about it actually. It would have been cool to have seen in it because I think we saw Dan Mora before.
yeah.
But Dan Mora, they're gonna make a big change to all the Superman books. And Dan Mora helped to basically come up with a lot of new costumes for the Superman family. And so, it's up online. We'll be posting that on our Instagram too, so you can check it out. But it's really cool, dope new suits for like John Kent, right? Superman's son, for Supergirl Kara as well, for Connor Kent, the clone that's like half Lex, half Superman. All kinds of new suits. And actually, apparently, they're creating these two new characters called the twins, and they're like two kids who are twins, a boy and a girl, who are like wearing the Superman crest, and I don't know what's up with that, and so we'll see what happens. And the biggest thing is like right now, if you've been loving Action Comics and Superman written by Philip John Kennedy Johnson, I guess his run is ending because now Joshua Williamson, who's like the main architect right now for DC Comics, he's been
Yeah.
writing right now, especially this big ass event right now, the Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths and shit, and he's gonna be writing Superman from moving forward, which is like I don't know how I feel about that. I'm actually not a big fan of Joshua Williamson.
Why is
Eh,
that?
because I read his Flash. He wrote Flash for a long time, which apparently a lot of
Mm.
people loved. I didn't love it. It's a lot. I don't know. I felt it's a lot of very superficial things, like for something like Dark Crisis, which is a big ass event. Like that's fun because it's a big event and there's so many
Yeah.
people going on. It's fucking over the top, fucking stakes, right? Like it's
Yeah.
just insane. Um, that's fine, but like for like a character driven story, like I don't know. I didn't feel he went really into depth with like it was very superficial, very Allen. I don't know. Like I just didn't get. I didn't love it. I thought it was very simple and just kind of lame, just not great. And so I
Now,
don't know. We'll see how he does with Superman.
do you think he cares that you feel that way?
I'm pretty sure he doesn't give a fuck. I'm pretty sure he doesn't give a fuck, man. Because I know other people have complained, and look, he's still becoming more and more like he's come on. He's gonna be writing Superman. That's a big ass book, man. And the other
Will
big
do.
thing that they changed for that too, because apparently now Tom Taylor's been writing, which we talked about Tom Taylor before. Do our show, please. Amazing writer. He's been writing the Superman John Kent book, Son of Kal-El, which has you've seen probably in the news about because like he made John Kent be bisexual or gay
Of
and all that.
course.
So that book is coming to an end. But then he's gonna write a mini series following that. So that'll be interesting to see what happens. And the most exciting, what does Tom Taylor do after this? With some rumors saying that he might then write Justice League, which I would be all fucking on board for.
I haven't read a Justice League book in a minute. I have to jump back in because like those books, like there's so much epicness all the time that
Yes.
like even if you're not following any books, if you jump into a Justice League book, you're getting everything all at once all the time.
All the time. Yes, exactly.
So I
Man.
definitely might hop into that with Tom Taylor.
Yes. So hopefully, if that's the case, hopefully he ends up being the new creative for Justice League. All right, and then the last thing is then I did get to go to the Marvel's Next Big Thing panel, which was cool. They had Seb Wells who's writing Spider-Man right now, Gary Dugan who's writing the X-Men right now. The cats are killing each other right now. Here I'm hearing some little squeaks from the kittens.
Regulate.
Jesus. And they had editors there too as well, and it was okay. It was all right. It was okay because it kind of the same thing. Actually, I'm not. I love Seb Wells. He wrote Hellions, which is a great book. I'm not loving his Amazing Spider-Man. Actually, go to our Instagram. Follow us on Instagram. I've been reviewing almost every issue of his run on Amazing Spider-Man, and you've seen my emotional roller coaster where some books I've loved, some of his issues I have not. Generally, actually, I don't like it. I don't like his Amazing Spider-Man. And so he was there to tease this Spider-Man X-Men event, which is like, okay, I guess. Like I wasn't that excited about. Like it's like the clone of Spider-Man, Ben Reilly, came back and he's a villain again, and he's teaming up with Jean Grey's clone, Madeline Pryor, who came back as well. And
That
they're
sounds
gonna,
messy.
yeah, it's these two clones trying to take over the city, I guess. And so then Spider-Man and X-Men will try to stop their clones. And it's
Yeah.
like, oh, all right,
What
sure.
bugs me about that is like it's the two clones from the two most complex clone sagas in all of
Yo,
comicdom.
yo, it's like, yeah, like man,
Like
why? Like,
what?
what? Why are you doing this to
Like what are you
yourself,
doing?
man? Like, this is too much. This is gonna be too. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that, and I'm gonna read it though. But I'm like, I'm not a big fan. The one thing I was very excited about is that they teased more information of this next X-Men event that's happening, I think, starting in January. It's called Sins of Sinister. It's basically, if you all remember Age of Apocalypse back in the 90s, which basically what ended up happening back in that day was that the past was changed, and then basically Xavier died and there was no X-Men, and then Apocalypse ruled the world.
Yeah.
And what happened then, all the current X-Men books were stopped, and then they changed into these Age of Apocalypse versions of their books.
Which
They're
gave us the blue epic ass Archangel with the metal wings.
well, no, we already had him from before, bro. Yeah, that Archangel
Oh,
already
really?
happened. Yeah, oh yeah, Apocalypse did that to him. Yeah, but way before in
Oh,
their
okay.
own in the X Factor run of the X Men book. Yeah. It actually gave us Nate Gray. He was one of the different alternate version of Cable that didn't have the organic virus thing on him. But we digress. But the Sins of Sinister event is basically the same idea. It's kind of like the same idea. It's different futures, or this one different future where Sinister basically rules, and it's just kind of seeing it played out differently, which I'm on board, man, because I'm loving X-Men right now, especially the books. This is going to be led by Kieran Gillen and Al Ewing, they've been, and I think Gary Dugan's involved as well. But they're writing a great book, especially Kieran Gillen with his Immortal X-Men. I'm looking forward to this future of Sinister, and the books are changing. Some of the books are going to change. Like the Way of X book, which no, not Way of X, Legion of X, which is the Cy Superior book, which we talked about before, is changing to Nightcrawlers or something else. So they're all warping to these different versions, and so it looked fun. I'm excited for that book. And then the last just little teaser that they gave us is we're getting a new Guardians of the Galaxy book, which I'm a big fan of Guardians of the Galaxy.
I want to play the game.
Yo, play the game. The game is so fun. The game is really good, better than the movies.
Really?
I didn't like the second movie. Like, so
I'm tempted to like start that game this evening.
do it. Yo, do it, man. It was a good book. I mean, it was a good game, and I'm excited for the book. They didn't say anything about who's the creative, so that'll be cool. And then the other big one is that in summer of 2023, they're gonna have an X-Men event called the Fall of X, which a lot of people think that means that's gonna be the end of the Krakoa era.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I know. So it's, well, I hope not. I think it'll be too soon for it to end, but as long if it's a good story, I'm with it, man. But
Well, I mean, going from like their own island and being such a dominant force, where do you think like all of the mutants are gonna go?
damn, dude, I don't know. I guess like that because they can't go back to a mansion up
Yeah,
in
exact. Like
Westchester, you know? Like,
I'm
come
calling
on.
it. They're gonna get their own dimension. I don't know
Ooh.
how they're gonna get like a world on like a different plane or some shit, like some weird, like it's gonna be like their own world of some sort.
They kind
Eh,
of did that already once, actually, a little
oh
bit.
shit.
So because Ilyana Rasputin, right, Colossus's
Yeah.
sister, she rules Limbo, which is this, dimension of basically it's kind of like a hell-ish type of dimension.
Yeah.
So she rules Limbo, and then during this one, the Inhumans versus X-Men event, they all basically then ended up moving to Limbo, and so then they lived in Limbo for a while. The X-Men, which is kind of like what you're saying, and And technically, the mutants also own Mars right now, basically too, which is called Araco.
So yeah. So it might just finally transition to Araco.
I know,
all
right?
together, which will kind of be weird. That is like it's just them, and then there's Earth.
I don't know,
Fuck,
but
that's
regardless,
gonna be wild. Yeah,
I'm gonna check it out. Exactly, I'm gonna check it out. Hopefully, it's as long as it's a good story, man. I'm fucking sold with it, man. But it was cool to be. That's what I love about being at Comic Con, like being at the panel, seeing the writers talk, try to say what they can, revealing all these cool covers, the new titles, kind of giving us idea of what's in store for the future. Like, because also like the Spider-Man event, something I'm a little bit excited about. Like they did mention how it's gonna be actually tied with Venom too, and the current Venom book is kind of
yeah.
cool. It's a bit of a trip. It's written by Al Ewing with Ram V, and so I didn't know that. So I'm like, oh shit, all right, cool. I'm a little bit more interested in this event, but all right, all right.
And that's fucking Comic Con, folks. She was
That's right.
awesome. She was great. Hopefully, we get to go back in another year. Hopefully, there's not another pandemic. Hopefully, there's no nukes.
Yes, exactly. Hopefully, there's no nukes.
For the sake of Comic Con.
Exactly. All right, so exactly. So go follow us on Instagram, on Twitter, Legion on Zoom, at Legion on Zoom, right? We have some on in our Instagram. We posted a couple of reels of the things that we did at Comic Con. So go see some of these photos that we have with all these awesome people that we met, or the things that we bought, all this kinds of stuff. And hit us up, let us know what were the things you liked the most about Comic Con. What was your experience like, either on our Instagram or shoot us an email, legiononzoom@gmail.com. And we always love to hear from all you.
Word. With that being said, this is Chez.
Yo, this is Miguel.
Peace.
Peace.